You know, it's funny. When we hit a certain age, a lot of us start looking for little ways to boost our health. Maybe it's a new supplement on the shelf, a vitamin your neighbor swears by, or one of those ads you see popping up everywhere online. It feels good to do something proactive, right? We want to stay strong, keep our energy up, and, if we're being honest, make sure things still work the way they used to in the bedroom. But what if I told you that some of those popular vitamins you're taking, yes, the very ones that promise vitality, could actually be working against you? Especially when it comes to your erections. Let me share a quick story. A few months ago, a gentleman named Mr. Singh came to see me. He's 68, sharp as a tack, takes his walks every morning, and prides himself on doing everything right for his health. Vitamins lined up on the kitchen counter, labeled for each day of the week. He was meticulous. But something wasn't right. He was frustrated, even a little embarrassed. "Doc," he said, "I'm doing everything I can, but my erections just aren't what they used to be. And to be honest, things have gotten worse in the last year or two. Am I missing something?" He looked at me with that honest, searching expression I've seen countless times over the last 30+ years in men's health. And it's always my job to listen, to look deeper. If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Robert Jansen. I've dedicated more than 3 decades to helping men over 60 not just survive, but truly thrive. I've seen the fads come and go, the miracle pills, the must-have supplements, and all the conflicting advice that can leave even the smartest among us scratching our heads. My philosophy is simple. The right knowledge, tailored to you, can make all the difference. Because when you understand how your body works, what helps and what hurts, you regain control. And that control can lead to a happier, more confident life at any age. Now, back to Mr. Singh. Like so many men, he'd read about the latest supplements online and stocked up on every energy booster and male vitality blend he could find. He was determined to do everything right. But after talking for a while, I asked to see his supplement list. I'll be honest, I was shocked by a few of the things he was taking daily, especially the high doses. We went through each one together. That's when a light bulb went off. Some of the very vitamins he believed were helping him were actually interfering with his erections. Here's the truth. And this is why I want you to stay with me for this whole video. Certain vitamins, when taken in the wrong amounts or at the wrong time, can disrupt your hormones, mess with blood flow, or even damage your nerves. And that can mean weaker, shorter, or even absent erections. That's not just theory. I see it in real men, every single week in my clinic. Think about it for a moment. You want to support your body, but what if you're actually getting in your own way? What if that, all-natural, vitamin is secretly working against the very thing you want to protect? It's not your fault. After all, most people believe if a little is good, more must be better. But with vitamins, especially as we age, balance is everything. So, why does this matter so much? Well, as men over 60, our bodies process things differently than they did in our 30s and 40s. Our livers and kidneys don't clear out excess vitamins quite as efficiently. Hormone levels shift. Blood vessels become a bit less flexible. That means the wrong supplement can tip the scale, sometimes in ways you'd never suspect. And when it comes to sexual health, even small imbalances can have a surprisingly big impact. You deserve better than guesswork. You deserve advice that respects your experience, your wisdom, and your desire for real, lasting results. That's what I aim to offer here, straight talk from someone who's seen it all. My goal is to help you avoid the hidden pitfalls, so you can keep living life on your terms, energetic, confident, and, yes, with the kind of intimate life you want. Before we go any further, let me pause and say, if you're finding this message helpful, or if you've ever wondered about the supplements you're taking, do me a favor. Give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and tap that bell so you never miss my latest advice. And tell me in the comments, just a simple yes or no, does this sound like something you've experienced? I read every comment, and your feedback helps me shape videos that truly make a difference for men like you. Now, as we dug deeper into Mr. Singh's supplement regimen, something remarkable happened. We identified 4 specific vitamins, yes, the very ones so many men over 60 are told to take, that were working against his erections. It was eye-opening for him. He thought he was doing all the right things. But after we adjusted his routine, the difference was like night and day. Not only did his energy improve, but within a few weeks, he started noticing stronger, more reliable erections. He told me, "Doc, I feel like myself again. I just wish I'd known sooner." That's what I want for you, too. I'll be walking you through the details of each of these vitamins, why they can be harmful, how to spot the warning signs, and what you can do instead. We'll unpack the science in a way that makes sense, so you're not left with more questions than answers. My promise is simple. By the end of this series, you'll understand exactly how to protect your sexual health, avoid the most common mistakes, and regain the confidence you deserve. So, if you're ready to take back control and stop unknowingly sabotaging your erections, stay with me. You might be surprised at what you discover, and how small changes can make a big difference. Because life after 60 should be about enjoying every moment, not worrying about what's holding you back. Let's make sure you're setting yourself up for success, not disappointment. I'm here for you every step of the way. And remember, your questions and comments are what guide me, so don't be shy about sharing your thoughts below. Together, we can cut through the confusion and find the simple, practical steps that really work. Let's take a closer look at what was going on with Mr. Singh, and what could be going on with you or someone you care about, often without realizing it. Imagine waking up each day, feeling proud of the healthy routines you've built. You take your vitamins with breakfast, feeling sure you're giving your body what it needs. But as the weeks go by, maybe you notice some changes you can't quite explain. Your energy just isn't the same, your mood dips, and those intimate moments with your partner aren't as strong or satisfying as you remember. You wonder if it's just age catching up, or maybe it's the stress of life, but deep down, you know something's off. When Mr. Singh sat across from me in my office, he described exactly this kind of slow, frustrating decline. He was open and honest, and I could see how much he wanted to get back to feeling like himself. We talked about everything: sleep, diet, stress, his morning walks. Nothing seemed out of place. But when we went through his supplements, that's where the puzzle pieces started to fit together. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doc, aren't vitamins supposed to help? Aren't they good for you? That's what most of us have been told for decades. And in some cases, that's true. Our bodies do need vitamins, but they need them in the right amounts, and at the right times. Too little is a problem, but too much, especially of certain types, can be just as harmful, particularly for men over 60. Your body's needs have changed, and so have the risks. Let me give you a simple example. One of the most common culprits is vitamin E. It sounds innocent enough. After all, it's found in nuts, seeds, and even some healthy oils. But the truth is, many over-the-counter supplements contain doses much higher than what your body actually needs. Studies have shown that when men take too much vitamin E, it can thin the blood a little too much, making it harder for your body to hold onto a strong erection. That's because erections rely on healthy blood flow and proper clotting. Too much of a good thing can actually lead to weaker, less reliable performance in the bedroom. Another one that surprised Mr. Singh, and surprises a lot of my patients, is vitamin A. It's often added to multivitamins, and people think more must be better for eyesight or immunity. But the reality is, excess vitamin A can build up in the body over time, especially as our liver slows down a bit with age. That buildup can damage tiny nerves and blood vessels, yes, even the ones in your penis, leading to reduced sensation and difficulties maintaining an erection. Most men have never heard this, and yet it's something I see time and again in my practice. So here's the real value for you as a viewer. When you know what to watch out for, you can make safer, smarter choices. You can avoid the well-meaning mistakes that could be quietly undermining your confidence and your intimacy. Think about how much time, money, and effort you've put into supporting your health. Why let that go to waste by taking the wrong supplements? I always tell my patients, knowledge is power. That's not just a saying, it's something I've witnessed in the lives of men who decide to take charge, to ask questions, and to seek the right advice. When Mr. Singh cut back on those high-dose vitamins and tailored his supplements to what his body actually needed, the results spoke for themselves. Not only did he feel more energetic, but his confidence returned, both inside and outside the bedroom. If you're finding these insights helpful, remember to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on future advice. And if you've ever had concerns about the supplements you're taking, or if this is the first time you're hearing about these risks, let me know in the comments with a simple yes or no. I read every single response, and it helps me create content that truly meets your needs. It's important to remember, too, that the supplement industry is big business. There are shelves full of bottles promising youthful vigor, more energy, and a better love life. But these promises are often backed by marketing, not by science. That's why it matters to listen to someone who's spent over 30 years seeing what actually works, and what quietly causes harm. I'm not against supplements at all. In fact, there are times when the right vitamin, in the right amount, can be a game changer. But I want you to avoid the mistakes that I see so often, especially as men get older. Let's go back for a moment to those real-life changes. Mr. Singh told me, "Dr. Jansen, I just want to be the man my wife remembers. I don't need to be a teenager again, but I don't want to feel invisible or less of a man." That honesty touched me deeply, because I've heard versions of it from so many men. You're not alone in feeling this way. And you don't have to accept a slow decline as inevitable. Small adjustments, like avoiding the wrong vitamins, can restore not just your physical health but your peace of mind and connection with your partner. So, what can you do today? The first step is awareness. Knowing that more isn't always better, and that the needs of men over 60 are unique. The second step is to look closely at what you're taking, and ask, is this right for me, or could it be working against me? And the third step, perhaps the most important, is to stay engaged and informed. Watching videos like this, talking to your doctor, and sharing your questions in the comments all help you move from confusion to clarity. I hope you're feeling encouraged and empowered. This isn't about blame or regret, it's about moving forward, armed with the information that can truly make a difference. And remember, you're part of a community here, men who are supporting each other, learning, and growing together. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join us. Your health and happiness are worth it. As we continue, I'll share more about the other 2 vitamins that can also interfere with your erections, and I'll tell you how Mr. Singh's life changed after he made these simple adjustments. Because you deserve to know the truth, and you deserve to enjoy this chapter of your life to the fullest. Keep those questions and comments coming. Together, we're making real progress. Let's continue with Mr. Singh's story, because it perfectly captures what so many men go through, trying their best, doing what they think is right, and still feeling left behind by their bodies. After our conversation about vitamin E and vitamin A, Mr. Singh was already beginning to see the bigger picture. But there were still a couple more pieces to this puzzle that most men don't even know exist, and I want to make sure you're aware of them so you can avoid the same frustrations. One of those pieces is vitamin D. Now, this one might surprise you. We hear about vitamin D everywhere these days, on the news, from our friends, even from doctors. It's often called the sunshine vitamin, and yes, it's important for bone health, mood, and even the immune system. But here's the catch. More isn't always better, especially as we age. In fact, excessive vitamin D can cause high calcium levels in the blood, something called hypercalcemia. When that happens, blood vessels, including those all-important vessels supplying the penis, can actually become stiff and less flexible. And when blood vessels lose their flexibility, it becomes much harder to achieve and maintain a strong erection. Too much vitamin D, in other words, can quietly sabotage your efforts, even if you're taking it for the right reasons. When I explained this to Mr. Singh, I could see the concern on his face. He'd recently started taking high-dose vitamin D because he read that it would help his energy and bones. He'd assumed there was no downside. But after running some simple blood tests, we found his vitamin D was far above the normal range. Together, we reduced his dosage to a safe, doctor-guided amount. Within a few weeks, he told me his hands and feet felt warmer, he had fewer cramps at night, and yes, his erections became stronger and longer lasting. All from a simple tweak, nothing drastic, nothing extreme, just the right amount for his body's needs. I want to pause here for a moment and speak directly to you. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if a little is good, more must be better. We've all been there, trying to outsmart time, determined to stay young and vigorous. But nature has a sense of balance. The body needs just the right amount of certain nutrients to function at its best. Once you cross the line, even the healthiest intentions can start causing real trouble, especially for men in their 60s and beyond. If you find this advice helpful or eye-opening, would you do me a favor? Give this video a like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss another tip. And tell me honestly in the comments, have you ever been told by someone, maybe even another doctor, That you should take high doses of vitamin D, E, or A? Just say yes or no. Your feedback helps me understand exactly what you're dealing with, and I tailor these videos just for you. The last vitamin I want to discuss today is vitamin C. Now, you might be thinking, come on, doc, vitamin C? Isn't that the safe one? The one we've all been told to take for decades? The answer is yes and no. Vitamin C is essential in small amounts. It helps your immune system, keeps your skin healthy, and protects your blood vessels. But in very high doses, often found in immune booster supplements, vitamin C can act as a diuretic. That means it makes your body flush out water and some minerals, especially potassium, much faster. For men over 60, who may already be at risk for dehydration or mineral imbalance, this can lead to muscle cramps, fatigue, and, here's the part no one talks about, weaker erections. Why? Because potassium and other minerals help your nerves and blood vessels respond properly. Without them, signals don't travel as efficiently, and blood doesn't flow as strongly where you want it most. Mr. Singh was surprised by this, too. He'd been taking extra vitamin C for years, especially during the winter. But when we looked at his overall intake, it was much higher than recommended, nearly 3 times the daily value, just from pills alone. By dialing it back, and focusing on getting vitamin C naturally from fruits and vegetables, he found not only did his general health improve, but his energy and sexual performance saw a boost as well. It wasn't about deprivation, it was about balance. This is the message I want every man over 60 to take to heart. More is not always better, and sometimes, too much of a good thing is what's holding you back. You don't need to give up on supplements altogether, but you do need to be thoughtful about what you take and why. What your body needed at 40 is not the same as what it needs now, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a new chapter, with new information and new opportunities to thrive. Throughout my 30-plus years in men's health, I've seen men regain not just their erections, but their zest for life, simply by making small changes like these. I want you to feel empowered, not overwhelmed. I want you to know that it's never too late to take back control of your health, your confidence, and your happiness. And you don't have to do it alone. That's why I'm here, and why our community is growing every day. So, if you're watching this and feeling a bit surprised, maybe even a little frustrated, please remember, there is hope. You have options, and by making a few adjustments, like being mindful of how much vitamin E, A, D, and C you take, you can support your body in ways that really matter, especially in those intimate moments that add joy and meaning to life. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a yes or no in the comments if this message feels relevant to you. I read every answer, and it helps me keep these videos focused on what matters most to you. When Mr. Singh returned for his follow-up appointment a few months later, he was like a new man. His energy was up, his mood brighter, and he had a spring in his step that hadn't been there in years. Most importantly, he and his wife were reconnecting in ways that brought them both happiness and confidence. It wasn't magic, and it wasn't luck. It was the result of smart choices, guided by real knowledge. That's what I want for you, too. You deserve to feel your best, and you deserve straight talk that cuts through the noise. Stick with me, and remember, every question, every comment, and every bit of feedback from you helps me serve you better. We're in this together, every step of the way. Now, as we come to the heart of Mr. Singh's journey, I want you to imagine what it felt like for him to rediscover not just his health, but his sense of connection and hope. When he first walked into my office, he carried that familiar burden of uncertainty, wondering if this was simply the new normal. But with a little guidance and a willingness to make changes, his story became a shining example of what's possible for men over 60 everywhere. The truth is, there's something deeply empowering about taking charge of your own health, especially when it comes to a topic as personal as erections. It's not just about intimacy, it's about confidence, self-respect, and knowing that you still have agency over your body, even as the years add up. When Mr. Singh realized that the very vitamins he trusted were quietly undermining his progress, it was like the clouds lifted. For so long, he'd been doing what everyone told him was right, never suspecting that the answer lay in doing less, not more. He wasn't alone in this. I've had countless men sit where he did, worried that their best days were behind them, or that aging meant resigning themselves to decline. But time and again, I've seen how even small changes can spark remarkable turnarounds. The key is understanding your body's changing needs, listening to the science, not just the marketing, and making adjustments with confidence, not fear. So let's bring this full circle. As you reflect on your own daily routines, take a fresh look at your supplement shelf. Do you see those high-dose bottles of vitamin E, A, D, or C? Are you taking more than what your doctor actually recommended, maybe just because it sounded healthy or a friend suggested it? Remember, for men over 60, the balance of nutrients matters more than ever. Our bodies have become more sensitive, more efficient in some ways, and a little more vulnerable in others. Too much of even a helpful vitamin can tilt the scales. Sometimes in subtle ways that only show up when we least expect them, like in the bedroom. The good news is, every day gives you a new chance to make wiser choices. You don't have to throw everything out or give up hope. Instead, consider talking with your doctor about what you really need. Blood tests, for example, can pinpoint deficiencies and excesses, so you're not guessing in the dark. And when in doubt, focus on getting your vitamins from real food, colorful fruits and vegetables, nuts in moderation, a balanced plate. Nature tends to deliver nutrients in the right proportions, while supplements, especially in high doses, can sometimes throw things out of balance. Mr. Singh's turnaround wasn't a miracle, it was the natural result of listening to his body, asking for help, and acting on good information. Within just a couple of months of scaling back his supplements, he reported more energy, steadier moods, and, most importantly to him, better erections than he'd had in years. His wife was delighted, and so was he. "I feel like I've reclaimed a part of myself," he told me, with a smile I'll never forget. That's not just about physical function, it's about self-worth and the joy of being fully present in your own life. As you take these lessons to heart, I want to encourage you, never be afraid to question what you've been told, especially when it comes to your health. What worked in the past might not serve you today, and there is no shame in seeking new answers. In fact, that curiosity and willingness to adapt is what keeps us young at heart, no matter our age. If you found value in this message, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss new advice that could make a real difference for you or someone you love. And as always, leave a simple yes or no in the comments if this topic spoke to you. I read your responses personally, and your feedback truly shapes the direction of these videos. The more I hear from you, the better I can help. You see, every time a man like Mr. Singh finds his way back to confidence and connection, it creates a ripple effect. It means a better relationship, more laughter, and a sense of control that no supplement bottle can offer on its own. This is your life, your health, and you have the power to make decisions that support your happiness and well-being. So, if you're feeling inspired by Mr. Singh's story, know that his results are within reach for you, too. You don't have to settle for less or accept decline as inevitable. With the right guidance and a bit of patience, you can keep enjoying all the things that make life meaningful, yes, including those special moments of intimacy. I want to thank you for spending this time with me, for investing in your health and your happiness. You are not alone on this journey. Together, we can push back against confusion, make wise choices, and support one another in living our best lives after 60. I'm Dr. Robert Jansen, and I'll be here with you every step of the way. Take care of yourself, cherish your health, and remember, every positive change starts with a single step. Until next time, stay well, stay strong, and never stop seeking the knowledge that empowers you to thrive.